Hello students, today is Saturday 14th of September 2019. Today we will try to unfold some more stories, the latest headlines which we find in the media. Now there is an interesting story which came from Gujarat yesterday. There was a case in a special court in Banaskantha wherein the special judge gave a judgment with regard to Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Now firstly, let me tell you what this act is about. This act was made by Parliament in 1989 and this was specifically legislated for the purpose of keeping a check on the atrocities which are committed against the members of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe by the people other than these castes, means by the people from the upper caste. Before that, there used to be certain provisions in Indian Penal Code according to which any action could have been taken, but then there was no special act. So it was thought by Parliament that the since these atrocities are on the rise against the people of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, so there is a need of a special act. So an act was passed by Parliament. Since then this act has been there, and there is a provision in the act according to which the government of India can frame certain rules under this act. So certain rules were framed by Government of India which were notified as a special rules pertaining to Prevention of Atrocities Act, and these were notified in 1995. So whenever we refer to this act, we have to also refer to the rules which were framed in 1995. Now in any state, whether Gujarat or any other state, if an incident of atrocities committed and an FIR is to be lodged, so obviously the FIR is to be lodged at the local police station. The investigation will be conducted by the local police and then the case will be taken to the local court. So here the case that I am referring to, there are three cases which I can tell you about which happened in Gujarat during past few months since 2018. Now in two cases, two women filed a report against the people of the upper caste that they committed certain such mistakes wherein they were referred to the derogatory remarks and wherein they were not treated well, and in one case one scheduled caste man filed an FIR against the upper caste man pleading that that person has caused grievous injuries to his wife in a road accident. In all three cases it was found by the judge that the complaints were false. So obviously the cases could not stand in the court. But the interesting aspect in the law is that, and this varies from state to state, there is a provision of compensation. So if an FIR is lodged by a person of the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, he or she is entitled for compensation. If we refer to the scheme of compensation in Gujarat, if a person of Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe is filing an FIR, he or she will be entitled for a compensation which is 25% of the total compensation. Before the final verdict of the court, minded, 75% of the compensation is paid to the person who would have filed the FIR, who would have approached the police. Now in these three cases, the judge said that since it has been proved false, so the compensation should be recovered. Now the problem is then in the whole act and in the rules, there is no provision for taking back the compensation. So this is a handicap of the law. And if I can tell you something more about this act is very interesting from the legal perspective. In 2018 only, last year only, the Supreme Court in a case gave the judgment that immediate arrest should not be done after filing of the FIR. Now there was a lot of hue and cry in the country on the political ground. Finally, Parliament took it up and Parliament passed an amendment in the act which nullified the Supreme Court judgment, and a new rules were framed with regard to arrest. And as per the new rules, there is no preliminary inquiry required by the police for the arrest of the person who has been accused of committing the crime. So this is a strange thing, but this is what is there in the law. Now today is 14th of September. It is known as Hindi Divas. If we refer to the 8th schedule of the Constitution, there are 22 languages mentioned in that schedule, which are recognized, which are officially recognized as the languages. Hindi is the official language of the country. So since majority of the people living in India are Hindi speaking, so obviously this is a matter of pride for most of us, for us as a country, as Indians, and we should do our best to work in Hindi and to promote Hindi. That is all in this edition today.